Delegation of victims of Iranian-sponsored terrorism and their families are in Washington demanding action from President Trump. What do they want? They want President Trump to require Iran to pay restitution as part of any future peace deal, whenever that might arise. This delegation spent the day on Capitol Hill advocating for bipartisan legislation that looks to strengthen something called the state-sponsored terror judgments. CBS News correspondent Jonah Kaplan spoke to several of them and joins me now. Jonah, what'd you learn?
Well, Major, first you have to look at the calendar because this is about halfway through, or what would be halfway through, the 60-day memorandum of understanding. So all of these families, these victims, saw what was happening, the MOU, unfreezing of assets, giving Iran potentially billions of dollars in sanctions relief. And here they were being promised and being ordered billions of dollars from summary judgments that Iran was held liable for any number of state-sponsored acts of terrorism, and that money was not coming to them or the United States, but instead going to Iran. So they here had a message. Do not negotiate unless restitution, unless our desires and our laws are being enforced. But also they said they wanted to speak up on behalf of the 20,000 victims and families in America who have been granted some sort of funding from the U.S. Victims of State-Sponsored Terrorism Fund, the Department of Justice.
And Jonah, when we try to think through our mind about these various Iranian-backed offenses, USS Cole is one of them. What are some of the others?
Well, Major, you can go back to 1979 and the hostage crisis, then the 1983 barracks bombings in Beirut. You have the embassy bombings in Tanzania and Kenya. A judge even found that Iran gave material support to al-Qaeda in 9/11. And then, of course, recently, the Hamas-led terrorist attacks in Israel, Hamas being supported by Iran. And when we spoke with these victims, they all said they shared some sort of camaraderie with each other, even if they haven't met. Take a listen to one of the gentlemen.
For each one of those 20,000 people, there's a story of grief and pain. And I don't think any of us here want anyone else to ever have to feel that pain. And so if we have a mechanism where we can hold foreign state sponsors of terror accountable for the pain that they cause, it reduces the chances that that happens in the future.
And Major, when you ask them about, well, is this really about money? Is this really what you want? Is this to get paid? They said, no, it's not about money. It's about accountability. They can't put on trial any one of these leaders of Iran, but they can order them to pay for justice.
Jonah Kaplan on Capitol Hill, I appreciate it very much. Thank you.